lined up on the grid as they wait for the lights to go out. The revs are building. Let's go racing!
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now. Everybody's doing a brand new dance now. Everybody's doing a
Guten Abend und willkommen zu dem großen Preis von Deutschland here in Will-to-Will Racing. We are racing with the Group 3 cars around the Nürburgring Grand Prix track, 15 corners and 5.1 kilometers of distance. I'm your commentator for tonight, Fixer Chris. Joining me is Viper's Fang.
Good afternoon, all you English-speaking people out there. For those of you who have no idea what Chris just said, welcome to Germany. Everyone in the transporters this week, 12-hour drive over from Croatia. Nice little short trip. No COVID restrictions this week. Everyone's here, ready to race.
There you go, fun facts from Viper's Fang. And handling the visuals, it's Herbs.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, good to be here again. Take it away.
And we also have a special guest in the commentary box. Queensland Double Racer will be joining us from time to time in the race. How are you, Queensland Double?
Yeah, thanks, Fixer Chris. Mate, enjoying this track, enjoying the car. Don't know that I have the one-lap pace to be competitive with these guys, but I think the third race I might be able to shake it up a bit.
Well, we wish you the best of luck for this round, and on that note, are we ready to rock?
It's going to be an interesting race this week, Chris. We've got some guys who've slipped down from Div 1 into Div 2, and some guys who've come up from Div 3 into Div 2. So there's a good mix of people. There's some fast guys in here. This is, like we always say, it's like Div 1.5. So there's not really anyone slow.
Whenever we have a mix of talent, it's always interesting. As our driver make their way out of the pits, let's run you guys down the field as soon as the leaderboard settles itself. But who's your top pick for tonight here, Fiber's Fang?
Oh man, I got to put my money on Rio. He made a good showing last week in Div 1, his Div 1 debut. And I think, if he can get out in the front, if he can show a clean pair of heels, he's going to be hard to catch.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Actually, this will be my first time this season seeing Rio driving the Group 3s. But talking outside of Rio, let's talk you guys down, run through the field. Leading the pack is, as the leaderboard hasn't settled itself, it's Corbin. Corbin's leading the train here, driving the Jaguar, representing Scuderia Quadrifoglio. And following him is Super Dragon, racing in Split 2 tonight, driving the blue Porsche 911 RSR.
And we've got Madriski, for a Serial Killers runner, followed by Ace Rio in the Mercedes from Low and Slow.
And following him is the big man of Wheel to Wheels. Actually, no, it's not the big man of Wheel to Wheel, it's Silk Lad in the Mercedes V Corsa. Following him is the big man of Wheel to Wheel, Squidly.
Closely behind the boss man is Oil, so Oil in My Blood in that Aston. It's going to be interesting to see how that Aston goes here today. And then we've got S-Pac Champ, another Scuderia Quadrifoglio runner in a Jag.
And then we have Showman, a privateer entry, driving the Mazda RX Vision, followed by Rip Dog. Yeah, it is the best sounding
car in the game.
Followed by Rip Dog, driving the Corvette, representing Flat Out Racing.
Then we've got Utrolik in the Porsche. I think Utrolik's now privateer. I think he was.
Yes, he is.
Originally
He
with Low and
was with.
Slow.
Yeah, he was with Low and Slow.
Yeah, and then Queensland Devil Racer in the Corvette, bringing up the rear.
Yes, Utrolik was in Low and Slow, but gave his spot to Ace Rio. And talking about Ace Rio, let's jump on board with him and see how he tackles this track with the Mercedes. So just coming into the hairpin now before the Schumacher S's. Is he inside the slipstream of Madriski? I think he is. Just.
Yeah, we'll have to wait for the next lap to get the timing gaps, but I think it's probably close enough.
And then coming up the Schumacher S's, bit of a lift because it's a front engine car, so you don't get that much rotation as you get with the mid-engine cars. Braking just before the 100-meter board, hitting the apex nicely, bit of a lift and coast. Oh, dab of brakes for the right-hander. On the throttle as early as he can, and flat out all the way to the final chicane.
Yeah, this final chicane here is going to be, it's kind of a make and break it point in this track. If you get it right, you can take a second off your lap. If you get it wrong, you can be in the fence. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
It is really hard to nail a perfect lap around here. As he rounds the last corner, the times will be coming in. Corbin starts it off with 154.2. Oh, and Rio 150. Yeah, just 1.5 tenths behind Suitlight. Showman goes to pole position with 154.1. And Suitlight's not really far off. The top three is covered by 8/100ths of a second. That is incredible.
Yeah, like there's less than a second between the whole field, just about. So
It is really close.
That's very, very tight.
Maybe we'll see some improvements from the second lap because Taiwan is off, so there's plenty of room for improvement for all of our drivers here.
Yeah, I've seen some guys do some low 53s around here during the week during practice, so I wouldn't surprise me to see a couple of these guys dip into the 53s in the second lap.
With a 154.1 as the benchmark currently, I think it's safe to say that a 153 in this lobby is possible.
Yeah, definitely.
Our pole sitter Showman currently running behind Expat Champ. He's catching Expat Champ really quickly, and
Yeah.
Expat makes way for Showman.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's some nice driving there by Axpat.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is to have a race in the qualifying session.
Yeah, for sure.
And
He's
Showman's purple. He's up.
Yeah. This is going to be a. If you can hold it to the end, it's definitely going to be a 43. 50.
53. Yep.
53. 43 would be spectacular.
It will be very spectacular. As Corbin, does he improve? Yes, he does. 154.162. Ace Rio goes up to pole position with 154.0.
Just waiting for Showman to come across.
Nah, he didn't improve.
Didn't improve? No.
Yeah, Barry got impeded slightly by Expat Champ.
Yeah.
But for position, that is a strong performance, especially from the Mazda RX Vision.
Yeah, that's not the easiest car to get around in, that's for sure.
No, it is not. As Queensland Devil crosses the finish line, that wraps up qualifying. So Ace Rio on pole position for race 1.
Yeah, certainly put himself in a good position, especially these short sprint races.
Yeah, only 5 laps, so on average 10 minutes of race time, so not a lot of time to make up ground and cut their way through the field. As we wait for the lights to come on, let's jump on board with Showman in 4th place. Seems like a good position.
Yep.
5 red lights are on. And we are green in Nürburgring.
He's coming down to the first corner. Let's see who can. Let's see if we have any late divers.
Oh, 4
yeah.
wide I think I saw. Oh,
Oils up the inside there. made up a couple of positions.
Check out that witch's hat.
And all of that chaos just allowed Ace Rio to get an early head start. He's already up by 1 second in front of
1
Sutlat.
second.
So Ace Rio not looking to mess around.
A couple of Mercedes out in front, followed by an Aston.
Yep, oil in my blood. Currently in a Mercedes sandwich.
Yeah, he's
Also a
made-
feed Corsa sandwich.
Yeah, he made up some good spaces there on the. He got a good launch out of there and dove it down the inside and made up some good spots.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Corbin just dropped his all the way back to 5th place, and Super Dragon jumped into 6th. But I think the biggest loser from the start, Showman, he dropped all the way to 8th. But what happened to him? All of that
Yeah.
chaos probably consumed him.
I think he might have got pushed wide. You know, concertina effect in there when oil's gone down the inside, pushed everyone out, and he got the worst of it.
Yeah. Yeah, turn 1 here. It's also like Monza a couple of rounds ago. Quite a long straight into a heavy braking zone.
Yeah, and it's a very narrow exit. Everyone seems to get pushed to the one piece of the track, and you know, 3 cars can't go into one piece of tarmac.
No, they can't. And it's also considerably hard to overtake around here. Really, the best chance for an overtake is down into turn 1.
Madriski's burning a penalty there.
Oh,
That's gonna put him to the back of the pack.
already the back of the pack, but it's still lap 2, so he's still in touch with the train. The Ace Rio opens the fastest lap time at 1:56. That's a pretty
It's a
good.
good standing lap.
Yeah, it's a good standing lap. And it's already kicking off at the back. Sutlat and Oily they were briefly side by side. Yeah, all of this action, Rio's already up to a 2-second lead.
Yeah, these guys are going to chew themselves to pieces, and he's going to walk away with this. Unless he makes a mistake, it's going to be goodbye Rio, and he'll be starting from the back of the pack for the next race.
Oh, don't you start with the commentator's curse, jinxing it.
we had some of that last week with the death chicane.
Commentator's curse left and right and center.
Yeah.
Yeah, on that note, I just want a quick shout out to Untouchables. If you're watching, mate, it was awesome last week.
Yeah, and my apologies to Ando again for sending him into the fence. Nothing like a bit of teammate commentator curse there.
But back into Germany, where the action's going. Well, in terms of action, everyone's behaving themselves. So everyone's in single file. Not a lot going on currently.
Yeah, we got Corbin and Squid having it's getting a bit frisky.
Oh, I just saw Rio he had a moment at the exit of the last corner. 1:54.76 as the fastest lap. Probably could have gone faster because he was compromised at the exit. Sutlat and Oily still continuing their fight for 2nd place.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
crossing
Oily
back
showed the
and forth
nose. Showed the nose. You know what this sector 1 reminds me of? Fuji, the last sector. It's a bit similar, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have quite the elevation change, but it's very, very similar layout.
Yeah, slow with sharp corners.
Yeah.
Yeah, apart from that, everyone they're still behaving themselves. There hasn't been any escapades, incidents.
I wonder if the guys might have got a speaking to in the driver's briefing, mate. Maybe, who knows?
And as I say that, Ripdog and Eutrolic were throwing each other for 9th and 10th.
Yeah, that's opened the door for Madridsky as well. He's right on Ripdog's rear bumper.
Yeah, he's already done expat champ. So
making his way back up the field after burning that penalty.
Yeah, but it's already lap 3, so not a lot of time left.
No.
Yeah, sometimes it's also good to see a nice and tidy race, isn't it, Viper?
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, we commentators and spectators love carnage, but from a driver's point of view, there's nothing better than getting around a clean lap, clean race, no trouble. No frustration. Just
No.
hit your braking markers, hit your turning points, and just drive a nice uneventful race is definitely, as a
Yeah,
driver, what you want.
that's the driver's dream.
Yes, definitely.
As Oil in My Blood takes second place from Suitlad around the outside of turn 1. That was beautiful.
Yeah,
So
we've
Oil...
got,
Yep.
we've
ahead.
got what have we got? We've got a battle here. Dragon and Showman.
Dragon
looks
is
like,
Showman.
Yeah, that looks like the closest battle on track at the moment. Everyone else has got a little bit of distance.
Yeah, behaving themselves. Yeah, I was talking with Dragon earlier today. We were doing a bit of practice. He said you'd just be glad if he's inside the top 10 or at least 10th place. Well, he's doing better than that, so good on you,
Yes.
Dragon.
He's
Showman
down the
looks down the inside, bit of a contact.
Yeah, that was friendly. That was just a little bit of a love tap there. Nothing major.
Nah, not a lot of time loss, so yeah. It's also fine to have a bit of a door banging here, like touring car racing back in the old days, isn't it?
Well, this track is it's just so hard to make a clean pass on because the exits, push everyone to the same place. So it just means, if you stick it down the inside, you're gonna run out to the edge of the track at some point, and the other car's probably going to be there. So you just have to limit the contact and hope for the best sometimes.
Yeah. Queensland Devil, he fell down way back into 12th place. Not sure what happened to him, but we'll let him concentrate for now. We can ask him about it later. As we enter the final lap of the race, the fastest lap is still a 1:54.76 by Ace Rio. Already up to a 3-second lead. So far, it's a pretty dominant drive from Rio, and it's also looking to be a really good result for the Ficosa boys.
Yeah, they've got 2 guys in the top 5, and they're going to get some decent points from that. That's for sure.
Oh, 100%.
But this showing from Ace Rio is really going to help the low and slow boys. Like I said last week, I think those guys have had some bad luck at the start of the season with drivers missing rounds, and they made some changes. Though I think we should expect to see an uptake from that, an upward trend from that team, for the rest of the season.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Really, more competition in the team's championship.
Hey, not too much competition now. Come on.
We can talk about the team's championship later, alright?
Yeah. Just don't get too excited.
No. It's still early days.
Yeah.
Here
We've
in
still
the
got
stream.
almost half a season.
Plenty of
left to
time
go.
as Ace Rio goes purple just by a bit. Can he improve his fastest lap?
Yeah, that'd be impressive to get a fastest lap of the race on the 5th lap. But again, like Rio coming from an endurance racing, not an endurance racing background, but he has had great success in endurance racing in other leagues, and it just shows his tyre wear is considerably better than just
He
about
doesn't
everyone else
improve
in
it,
the field.
but a dominant drive from Rio, followed by Oily and Suitlad. Squidly in 4th, Showman in 5th, Dragon in 6th, Corbin in 7th place, Eutrolic in 8th, Ripdog in 9th, Expat Champ in 10th, Mitrisky fell back to 11th place, probably he had a penalty or a mistake, not sure what happened there, and Queensland Devil rounds up the field. Well, there you go, quite peaceful.
Yeah,
Wasn't it? Isn't it? Yeah.
short and to the point, and
No mucking around from Rio.
yeah. Yeah, just got
Everyone
out.
behaving themselves. Yeah, but let's jump into the first driver interview. So Queensland Devil, what did you make of that race?
Mate, really enjoyed it. I didn't qualify too well, so I started last. Moved my way up to 7th. I was following Super Dragon around for quite a bit, and Showman did get past me, and then I put a tyre into the dirt, spun around, cost me about 20 seconds. So yeah, just had to finish it out really, and starting pole position on the next one. So hopefully get a better result.
Well, you're gonna get pole position for race 2, so hopefully you can redeem yourself for this race.
Yeah, just need to keep the tyres out of the dirt, straight and in between the lines.
Yep, that's the ideal situation.
It does certainly help when you keep the thing pointed in the right direction. That's always a good start.
Well, there's Viper's Fang's top tip of the night.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Well, we'll let you reset in a few. So good luck in race 2. Talk
Yeah,
to
thanks,
talk to you
guys.
later.
Cheers, guys.
Well, while we're waiting, I think we can thank a few of our sponsors. So first up, we'd like to thank Racers up in Queensland. So Racers provide dedicated support for motorsport event operators from grassroots to professionals. Contact them through their website at racers.world. And Herbs, I believe you have one advert you'd like to show us?
Yeah, let's do it.
So here's an advert from Next Level Racing. Oh, there you go. You want that? You want that stand so bad, Viper's Fang?
Oh, yeah, that's making me drool watching that ad. That that FGT Elite from Next Level Racing just looks spectacular. So I have
mean,
to save my pennies.
I run an FGT Lite and it's magnificent. So really glad to have them on board with us.
Yeah, they make some great gear. I use an FGT as well, and it's just been fantastic. So can't recommend them highly enough.
Well, let's kick off race 2, shall we? Ready for more action?
Yeah, this is as Ripdoc reversing, showing his showing his reversing skills there down the main straight.
No, that's stunt driving.
Yeah, there we go.
Alright, race 2 is a reverse grid, so
Now
should be
they were all
really
well-
interesting.
they were all well behaved in the first race. Now that the faster guys are at the back, let's see how well behaved things stay.
And I'm pretty sure they won't waste a lot of time cutting
No,
their way through. Because there's just about 10 minutes, so not a lot of time. Let's jump on board with Hydraulic. Green light, and we are on for race 2.
Everyone seems to have gotten away evenly.
They're already spread out.
So who's gonna be the bravest under brakes? Oh, looks pretty clean.
It's pretty clean, no incidents. Rio already made up 2 positions.
Hydraulic out wide.
Side by side with the big man Squidly. They're still behaving though.
Yeah, it's very clean. It's very gentlemanly.
And hydraulic tucks back in, so that's Squidly in 6th. There's been still side by side for 4th place. Up back into single file.
We've
As
got
we go through the first few corners, it's Queensland Devil Racer leading the pack, followed by Expat Champ in 2nd. Ooh, Expat Champ. He was looking for a move into the Schumacher S's.
Yeah,
Maybe-
big dive under there, but just discretion better part of valor.
Expat still following Queensland Devil. Expat's also followed by Madriski in 3rd. So far it's Flat Out Racing leading the race, followed by a Scuderia Portfolio and a Serial Killer.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about having a serial killer behind me. That's
Yeah, as you
knows?
say that, Corbin just gave Madriski a bit of a love tap.
yeah.
But Corbin's probably not looking to stay behind Madriski. So,
No, I would assume not. But
Yeah. He probably
big overtaking opportunities down into this first corner. There's lots of lines you can take into entry, so we'll see if there's
narrow
adventure.
line, a wide line. As I saw someone pull out Squidly, taking 5th place from Ripdoc. Fairly
Yeah, nice
textbook
move.
overtake.
yeah, nice move.
Very textbook. Meanwhile, our previous race winner Ace Rio still in 10th. So yeah, not really easy to climb up the ladder around this track, is it?
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get right towards the front, but I think you can call it a successful race for the guys at the back if they can get to mid pack. You know, if they can get to sort of 5th, 6th, 7th, I think you got to call that successful around here from the back of the pack.
Especially with only 5 laps, that's not a lot of time. As
Exactly.
Corbin and Madriski side by side for 3rd place. Into the hairpin, Corbin with the inside line. It's a 2-for-1 deal for Corbin from 4th to 2nd. So that is a good deal indeed.
Yeah, 2 for the price of 1. You can never complain about that.
Yep. The next target is Queensland Devil, and he's in Splitstream Rage.
It's definitely the Scuderia Quartifilio guys have definitely come along in the second part of the season here. Chris, have you had anything to do with that, perhaps? Bit of driver. Oh, bit of.
Oh,
action
a bit of action between
Yeah.
Squidly and Expat Champ. Big Squidly gave him a bit of a tap, just telling Expat, "Hey, I'm here." And Expat is just getting harassed. He's just getting harassed.
He's all. Oh, you got saved. You got saved by Ripdoc. He was going to be around then, and Ripdoc straightened him out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's-
that was the
that's
boss
Gran
man.
Turismo physics there.
Let's get a replay of that from Ripdoc's point of view.
Yeah, that was a good save by him
There we go.
for Expat.
Come around the last corner. Yeah. Oh, okay, he's done it with the rear of the car. Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and the
Oh,
action
Madriski.
is still on.
Yeah,
Oh, what happened to him? What happened to him?
Madriski looks like he's almost spun it around coming through the first set of chicane.
Or did someone save him?
He's still in 5th, but he did lose some time to the top 4 guys.
Well, the battle for the lead is on, as Queensland Devil is now under pressure from Corbin, and soon to be by Squidly as well. Oh, Queensland Devil not the best of exits. Into the Schumacher S's bit of a lift. Coming into this left-right chicane, it is really hard to nail this sequence perfectly.
Yeah, I have big trouble with that that corner coming, first corner after the Schumacher S's. It's my
It is a-
least
yeah.
favourite corner on the track, that one.
It is baffling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Corbin a bit this time too far back for a brave move.
Oh, big slide from Corbin coming out of that chicane. He's held on to it. But
Super
he has,
Dragon and Ace Rio side by side for 9th and 10th. No, yeah, Ace Rio is still stuck in 10th. They're not sure what's going on there.
I think
As
if
it's
he can,
2 by 2
I think if he
into
can
turn
get
1.
clear of those guys, I think he'll start to make up some time pretty quickly.
And Ace Rio moves up into 9th.
You gotta
Also-
watch out for those witches hats because they can play some funny games with the Gran Turismo physics.
Oh, Super
Oh.
Dragon gave Rio a bit of a nudge. But another driver that I expect to move up quickly is Showman as he gets a track limit penalty. Showman down in 12th. So not having the best of races
He might be playing the long game for the
race 3.
endurance race. Yeah,
Yes. It's a 40-minute race that, so plenty of time to pull off some moves, make up ground.
got some Porsche on Porsche action with Dragon and Neutralic.
Porsche on Porsche. So Super Dragon still in the top 10, so he
Yeah.
is still achieving his target so far. And Ace Rio looking to move past Expat Champ, and he does it with
Yeah,
ease.
that's a nice move. That was lovely. Just clean, no contact. No one lost any time. It's just exactly what you want.
Oh, and the action for the lead is kicking off. I saw Queensland Devil defending briefly into the last chicane. Corbin's got the inside line, but does he have the momentum? Late braking? No. Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, you got to be careful there. You can compromise your speed on the main straight if you don't get that corner right, and you can lose time.
As we enter the final lap of the race,
Big
Queensland
defensive
Devil,
line.
big defense inside line. Corbin pulls out to the outside.
Goes for the over/under. And Squiddy
And
wins.
Squidly, the big man, took the opportunity. So now it's side by side between Corbin and Squidly, who also holds the fastest lap of this race with a 1:55.8. And they're still in their original positions. So Queensland Devil still in the lead, followed by Corbin and Squidly. Top 3 is pretty comfortable too. The gap between Squidly to Ripdog is like 4 seconds.
Yeah, I think Ripdog's being a bit of a cork in the bottle here. Looks
And
like
also-
everyone's bunching up behind him.
Yeah, but also playing the team game. He's defending
Yeah,
for Queensland
absolutely.
Devil.
Yeah, he's being a rolling roadblock there. Corvettes can be really wide when they want to be.
Yeah, Corvettes are wide until the Peugeot Fusion Gran Turismo shows up.
Yeah, that's it.
So approaching the final sector here, Queensland Devil, as he runs wide, maybe that's going to be a penalty.
Depends if he was on the gas or not. He might be able to
Oh, he
get away
got-
with it if he was off the throttle.
And he got away with it.
Yeah.
But that brings Corbin and Squidly into the...
Final lap.
Oh, this is dangerous if they go 3 wide, but no, thought
It's
better
gonna
of
come
it.
down to the last corner.
Oh,
Oh,
Corbin with
nice,
the
Corbin.
amazing cutback.
Yeah, that was a great run through there.
And
Devil's
Squidly
gonna go
moves
from
past
first to
2.
third.
Just like that. Wow. So Corbin wins this race. Followed by
great-
Squidly and Queensland Devil. Yeah, that's really a great move.
That was a great move. He got early on the brakes,
Wow, what a
Maxi-
close
yeah.
finish.
maximised his exit.
And a really close finish from 4th, courtesy of Ripdog's defending. But congratulations to Corbin, winning race 2. And what a redemption, Queensland Devil. What do you make of that?
Well, mate, it really does highlight how perfect you have to be to get a good result in these races because, once again, one mistake as I came through that corner after the S's and, I pretty much had it in the bag at that point and that got those guys back up on my tail and gave them the opportunity to get past me. So that just one tiny mistake cost me from first to third.
Yeah, just like that. It just highlights how clinical we have to be when racing. Also shows the class of wheel to wheel, doesn't it?
Oh, 100%, 100%. And like the next one is going to highlight it even further because it's not just 5 laps, it's 20 laps of where we need to be perfect. So
Yeah,
should
20
be
laps. So what do you have in store for us in terms of strategy, or do you want to keep it to yourself?
No, I'm more than happy to share. So the practice that I've done, I really can't see. I'll be going out on mediums because I'm starting at the rear, so that just sort of makes sense. I'll be looking to do 10 and 10, 10 on mediums, 10 on soft. That's if I'm driving without fuel saving, then I can get 10 laps. So that makes sense. And there's no great drop off in pace from first lap through to the 10th lap, whether you're on softs or mediums. So there doesn't seem to be an advantage to going a longer stint on mediums. So even if I am behind someone saving fuel, then look, I'll be looking to get on the softs at lap 10.
Well, we'll let you go. Best of luck, and if you don't mind, we'll check back in with you in the middle of the race. We have plenty of time, but
Yep,
yeah, best of luck.
not a problem. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, good luck, Devil. It's gonna be interesting. This, as Devil said, there's a few different ways you can get through this. You can split it up. So I've seen some practice happening with guys doing long stints, 13 laps on softs with some fuel saving, and then jump on the mediums for like 8 laps.
Yeah, I don't think there's a point in running the mediums that long, unless there's a unique strategy out of nowhere. We never know. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, well, I mean, look what happened with when we were at Le Mans, and Adam decided not to change tires. In his last stint. So there's definitely some different strategies floating around. There's definitely a few different ways you can get around here. Mediums, start on mediums, run softs at the end. But do you give up track position?
So
There's
yeah,
a lot of things to consider.
if there's an unknown variable that shows up in this race, we'll have to keep an eye on it.
For sure.
Yeah, but in the meantime, we'd like to take this time to thank some of our sponsors as well. So we would like to thank Pagnian Advanced Simulation. Pagnian is an award-winning Australian-owned and operated company supplying the widest range of simulation products in Australia. See their range of sim racing gear at www.pagnianimports.com.au. And we'd also like to thank Jade Finance Australia. So Jade Equipment Finance are a commercial lending specialist who look after new and used lending for all plant and machinery for all types of industries. Contact them at www.jadeequipmentfinance.com.au or by phone on 1300 000 003.
Yeah, we've got to do everything we can to support our sponsors. Without their support, we can't do what we do. So everyone's got to get there and do what they can to support them. I mean, I've gotten all my gear from Pagnian, and the guys down there are fantastic. You can call them, you can talk to them on the phone. They're really knowledgeable, got great custom support, and their gear is they have all the top gear. So if you need anything for sim racing, give those guys a shout.
And it's not just sim racing, they also do flying simulators as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so if you're on Microsoft Flying Simulator or you have the dream to becoming a pilot, that's your start.
Absolutely, and a lot of their rigs that they've got down there can do double duty too. So you can, have the best of both worlds. Take your wheel off, put your flight controls on, fly. Next day
Yeah.
you're racing around the Nürburgring on the same rig. So very versatile.
Yep. Well, enough talk. Let's kick off race 3, shall we?
Absolutely.
All right. I'll just give the go, and we're on.
So, Showman starting at the front, and he's just going to do a bit of, looks like he's doing a practice start there, or he's going to. So do you reckon Rio for the dub from mid-pack, or you reckon Showman's going to show his qualifying pace and check out from the front?
I've seen some good things out of Showman, but yeah, Ace Rio, it's really hard to bet against him.
Yeah, especially in the longer races. He's a bit of a longer race specialist, so...
Yeah, so let's jump on board with him for the race start. Green light, and we are go for race 3. He gets a really good start compared to the two Porsches in front of him.
He's around the inside, he's already up into third.
Down into turn 1, Expat a bit
Oh.
wide.
Showman's given Expat a bit of a tap, and Devil
Oh.
around at the back.
When
Yes,
everyone makes
something
it
definitely
through.
happened to Devil at the back of the pack for sure.
Yeah, can we get a replay and we can see
Yeah,
what
let's
happened?
jump into replay. On board with Devil at the starting grid. Let's see what happens. Okay, looks like it's... Yeah, I don't think it's working. Sorry, boys. It's just showing the starting grid.
That,
Frozen. Yeah,
that's
that's
sorry.
a shame.
It's okay.
Well,
Sometimes.
back to the track. Oh, I just noticed Ace Rio's on softs. He's on softs, so he's probably repeating his strategy from last week. For race 3, I remember he started on softs at the back of the field. So his strategy is to make his way through and run away as soon as possible, I guess.
He's so good on tyres, Rio. He can run the softs longer than most other people can, so...
Side by side with Showman down the last chicane.
And
That's
if
pretty brave.
If he gets out in front and can check out, it's going to be hard for the guys to chase him down, even if he's on mediums. Because I guarantee he'll only run those mediums for as little amount of time as he possibly can.
Yeah. If he is to copy his strategy from last week, then he'll run the softs as far as he can until it's worn out to the point that it's unusable, and to swap out to medium. So from Rio, maybe 13 laps, 14 laps. We'll see.
Yeah, possible. Definitely possible. I've seen some other guys do 12 laps on softs in practice, and with Rio's tyre saving abilities, it wouldn't surprise me at all if he was able to do a couple more.
Well, meanwhile, our V Corsa boys, Suitlat and Squidly, is sitting pretty in 8th and 10th. And Herbs, I believe you have information on the V Corsa gentleman?
Yeah, whose profile should we jump to? Start with
Let's start
Squids
off with
first.
Suitlat. Or
Suitlat,
maybe
okay.
let's start with Suitlat.
Here we go. It's up on the screen.
So, yeah, it's a bit embarrassing, but I don't have
That's
it with
okay.
me.
His name is Ryan, age 31, Australian. Occupation, partnerships manager and business owner. Rig setup, he's got a TGT with load cells. His favourite track is Bathurst and Spa. His favourite car is the Porsche 911. Dream car is a bright green Lamborghini Gallardo. Motorsport inspiration, grew up with the green-eyed monster. Craig Lowndes, Marcus Ambrose, and Mark Scaife. Yeah. Back to the race.
And I think doing a driver profile on Suitlat doesn't do him good because he just dropped down to 9th. But yeah, favorite track being Bathurst. I mean that's a good favorite track considering we're doing the Super Enduro there for round 12.
Yeah, we've already had we've already had some liveries popping up on the Discord. People already organising their retro liveries for that round, so that's always a popular. It's always a popular round.
It is, and it just brings out the creativity that the wheel-to-wheel community has. So it's always good to see.
So we've got the two guys out the front on softs have checked out, and then we've got Showman first medium runner with
Followed by
Hydraulic,
hydraulic, yep, on
Majewski
mediums.
on mediums,
Super Dragon on mediums.
and then Expat. Yeah, everyone else is on mediums.
Yeah, so well, we also have to keep in mind that the undercut is really strong around here. And here's a bit of information. Ace Rio is using less fuel compared to Expat Champ. And he's already under his rear wing, not wasting any time looking for a move.
Yeah, I think Rio wants to get out in front and just check out and say, "Catch me if you can, boys."
Ace Rio lost at the late breakers, and he's done it. He's in the lead, so this is dangerous for everyone else.
Yeah, it'll be really smart if Expat can just tuck under his rear wing, save some fuel, save some tyre, and hopefully get on a bit more of an even keel with him. Fuel and tyre wise.
Yeah, fastest lap currently is a 1:55.23. Set in lap 2. So that's gonna bring some good bonus points for the team as well. And on that note, shall we check out the team's championship while we're at it?
We should
Yep.
absolutely do that, Chris.
It is time, isn't it, Viper?
It is.
It is time. So
Yep, it's up
Rusty's
on the screen
Racing
for you.
currently Rusty's Racing comfortably in the lead with 14,417 points.
Yeah,
If you-
boys.
Cue the smack talk.
Oh, what's life if you're on top? Well, you got to let people know. It doesn't happen that often, so you got to cheer.
No. But it's followed by Scuderia Quadrifoglio. A strong show from last week. Sitting at 12,530 points. Followed closely by Dam Racing with 12,349 points. So the battle for second in the team's championship is really close.
Yeah, it's and like, as you said before, Chris, I mean, we've got almost half a season left, so anything is possible.
Anything is possible. We still got many rounds left.
It only takes one bad round, and then you can close the gap. But
No,
let's just hope that doesn't happen. I'm just saying, Rusty's
keep it.
team strong.
Well, for the other teams behind Rusty's Racing, we'll hope that you guys have some calamities here and there. But Dam Racing is also being followed closely by Flat Out Racing at 12,273 points.
Yeah, there's
And-
definitely some close competition in the team standings. There's also some really close competition in the divisional standings as well.
Yeah.
So it's
Before we jump into that, let's complete it. V Corsa in 5th with 12,088 points. And then we have Serial Killers at 11,745 points. I think they're currently in a battle with 13R Autosport because they're at 11,346 points. And finishing the leaderboard is Low and Slow with 10,121 points. But now with Ace Rio in the mix, I think there's gonna be some tight competition going forward.
yeah, those guys are going to rocket up the leaderboard, I'm pretty sure, over the next few weeks.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. Indeed. As Ace Rio already improves his fastest lap with a 1:54.817. That is no slouch.
He's pulled out a almost 2.5 second lead in the lap and a half that we were talking about the teams championship.
That is quick.
He's 2.5 second gap, and then another 2.5 second gap back to the first medium runner in Showman.
Yeah, so the top four is spread out evenly, I'd say. And then Suitlat in 5th, and Super Dragon is being the cork in the bottle at 6th.
Yeah, it seems like it. We've got 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, and 11th, all
Yeah. Oh,
nose to tail on track.
And Oily just made a move on Ripdog for 8th. Ripdog's got the inside line for turn 1, but doesn't break late. Oh, big send from Squidly.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, and
Yeah.
Oily and Squidly are
Yeah.
in the gravel.
That was
No.
that was ambitious to say the least.
Yes, really ambitious.
But,
From the Wheel to Wheels big boss man.
yeah. But he's done the right thing. He's redressed. He's let
Yeah, that's good sportsmanship.
let Oily back past, and they have lost some time, but
Yeah, good sportsmanship. That's what we love to see here in Wheel to Wheel.
definitely.
Yeah, they're gonna have dirty tires for a few corners. Just saw Oily doing a bit of a skid.
Yeah, had a big wiggle out
Yeah.
of that on that corner exit.
Meanwhile, at the back, Queenstown Devil Racer is still doing his own thing.
Yeah. How you going back there, Devil? Lonely drive?
It's a lonely existence, guys. Yeah, so I've had a shocker this round, so we'll just circulate now and gather those points and on to next week, I think.
Well, it's still lap 6 out of 20, so considerably
Yeah.
early days. Plenty of time.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to save as much fuel as I can now, so hopefully I can catch up to these guys a little bit in pits. And maybe crawl out of last place, but yeah, at the moment this is certainly going down to a round to forget for the Devil Racer.
Well, if Oil and Squid kick off again, mate, there could be a good chance that you won't need
Just-
to catch them in the pits.
Just talk about how great they are for a while for me. Whoa.
Well,
Yeah,
if you'd
that
like
would-
to
that would really
request
help.
a commentator's curse somewhere, just let us know.
Yeah, can I have 3? Just give me 3 at random points during the race.
Well,
Who's in the front of the train? Dragon. We'll get just Dragon, and we'll clog up the track. Like 8 cars. It'll be fine.
Well, I'm commentating with Dragon in the next one for split 1. So we don't want to anger him too much or I'll never get a word in.
Yeah, no, that's it. He'll have you on mute.
Yeah.
and the last thing I want is a commentator's curse on me because I'm up next as well, driving as
Yeah,
well.
that's it, yeah.
Well, we'll let you get back to it, Queensland Devil. Thank you so much for joining us here in the box.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, appreciate it, mate.
Well,
And-
Ace Rio's not mucking around, is he? He's
No,
already almost a
another-
5-second lead on Expat Champ.
Another 2.5 seconds there in that lap and a bit. So yeah, he's certainly not mucking around, and he's just got a massive fuel and tyre advantage as well. So he's making speed and saving tyres and fuel at the same time, which is wizardry.
Yeah, the endurance races that Rio participated in certainly coming in handy for this
Yeah,
for this
definitely.
race. And Expat's in danger now because here comes Showman.
Yeah, Expat will be noticing a fair bit of drop off on those soft tyres, because I know that if you run that Jag, because I drove a Jag in the series as well, and I know that thing, if you are not careful with the tyres on that thing, it can chew them quickly.
Oh, definitely.
And that,
And Suitlat is close behind Euthrolic for 4th. Inside Splitstream range, but this time a bit too far back for a lunge into turn 1.
he might just sit there and put some pressure on Euthrolic and see if he can, apply the blowtorch to the back of the car and see what happens. It's always a decent strategy in these longer races. If you can sit behind someone and force a mistake, it means you don't have to make that hard pass. You know, you can get a free position.
Yeah, in endurance races, yeah, patience is key, and when you're being patient, sometimes it will pays off.
Yeah, for sure. He also
And
gets to save a bit of fuel sticking there behind him too. So
yeah, the
it's,
big difference in endurance racing is in the pits, some might say.
yeah, definitely. It's not always to your benefit to make a pass straight away. You know, in these longer
No,
races.
it's not. And as I saw, our big man Squidly made a move on Madrisky for 10th place. And yeah, Herbst, I think you have some information on our big man as well.
Yeah, let's jump to the profile. There we go. His
Can
name's
I just
Scott.
pause you there? I think
Yeah.
doing driver profiles is a curse in itself because he just received a half a second penalty. But yeah, go ahead, Herbst.
Yep. His name's Scott. He's 31. He's Aussie naval officer. He's got a TGT. His favorite track's Bathurst once again. So they're going to be strong on Bathurst. Favorite car is the Beetle, of course. Dream car, 67 Porsche Carrera RS. His inspirations are James Hunt and Carroll Shelby. And yeah, he's currently in Split 1 and he's been Split 2 champion.
The champion, there you go. I mean, good inspirations as well. Carroll Shelby, what a man he is.
Yeah, definitely a unique individual, to say the least, and a motorsport legend, no doubt.
Yeah, he also like made some of the best cars to exist in the world.
Yeah, certainly a racing pedigree that can be equaled by very few people in motorsport is the one that Cheryl Kelby, Harold Shelby has left behind.
I think we got commentating issues here. Viper's playing.
Yeah.
Back into the race. Super Dragon is becoming a cork in the bottle. He's holding up Rip Dog, Oily, and Corbin. Oh, Corbin was untidy there. He had a bit of an issue and currently sitting 9th. But considering Super Dragon's target of a top 10 finish, he's doing well, isn't he?
Yeah, Super Dragon, you know, for a guy who spent most of last season commentating and not racing, and hasn't done a huge amount of racing this season, he's doing very well to be, you know, up in this lobby and competing with these guys.
Yeah, and he defends from Rip Dog. Ooh, they're still side by side virtually. Super Dragon, Rip Dog, and Oily ducks into the pits, so looking for the undercut. And yeah, the undercut is really strong around here. So we'll keep an eye on Oily, but in the meantime, Herbs, I think you still have some ads to show us.
Yeah, I got one from Jade Finance here. Let's jump into that. Here we go.
Do you own a business needing new equipment? Or perhaps you're wanting a good set of wheels for that shiny new bike license? Maybe you're after that well-earned boat for retirement. Or you desperately need a new car or caravan for those family getaways? Get in touch with Jade Finance today.
Yep, once again, Jade Finance Insurance, good to have them on board with us. And that's a good timing because Oily just come out of the pits with
Yeah,
fresh
it's
set of softs and full tank of fuel.
It'll be interesting to see what his lap times are going to be on the softs now. You know, fresh softs, full tank of fuel. Just give us an idea of what the changeover is going to be like when the you know, the guys on softs swap to mediums. We can check their times and see what the difference is.
Yep, so we'll keep an eye on Oily here and track his progress. Meanwhile, at the front, Ace Rio now with an 8.3 second lead
Oof.
on Showman. So Showman's done Expat Champ, and he's coming into the pits.
Yeah, those tyres are done.
They're done. Look at those front
Yeah.
tires. Oh, with 8% of fuel. Suit Lad comes into the pits with 19% of fuel, so significantly more than Expat Champ. And Super Dragon comes into the pits with 22% of fuel. Wow,
Yeah.
massive fuel save.
He's done well there. There's a good chance he's gonna jump expat in this fuel stop.
Yeah, and some other guys are coming in too. Suit Lad, Squidly, Madrisky, and Queensland Devil. So while that's happening, let's jump on board with Oily and see where he comes out. I think this is a fairly easy undercut. As he crosses the start-finish line. He's done Super Dragon. So I think he has jumped Super Dragon, Squidly.
And Madrisky.
Yes. So yeah, there's a demonstration of how strong the undercut is around here. And I think Rip Dog's gonna come in at the end of this lap because he doesn't have a lot of fuel. It's blinking, so when it's blinking, that means he has just about 10% left. So is
Yeah.
Corbin, so Rip Dog and Corbin will have to come in at the end of this lap.
Yeah, look at those tyres. Those medium tyres. That's surprising actually to see the medium tyres down that low on 11 laps. So Corbin's been quite hard on his tyres there.
Yes, he has.
Especially
Oh,
when you
Showman.
When you compare it to Ripdoc.
Yep, now Showman comes into pits with 5% of fuel. Yep, and as expected, Ripdog and Corbin into the pits. Oh,
And
Ripdog was a bit sideways at the entry.
And as expected, Rio staying out.
Well, he's got enough tires to survive.
He's got enough tyres and fuel to do at least one more lap after this one.
Or maybe 2 laps.
Yeah.
As Showman comes out of the pits. New soft tires and probably about 80% of fuel. Not sure what's going on.
Yeah, we're getting some feedback through.
Ripdog out of the pits.
Oh, okay.
Ah, okay.
Apologies there, we've got some... Oh, that...
So if Showman gains on Rio enough, it'll be a battle for the lead at the latter stages of the race. The Showman's just exiting the final corner. Rio out of the pits. And the gap between them, it's still stabilizing. We'll have an idea once they across the timing line, sector 1.
Looks like it's going to be about 8 seconds-ish, 8 or 9 seconds.
Well, it's dropping now, 7.6. But yeah, with Rio on mediums and Sherman on softs, is it going to be enough for Sherman to take the race win?
He's going to have to dump some qualifying laps in here, and Rio's on mediums on light fuel. It's just going to all be about how well Rio can make those mediums work for the rest of this race.
Yeah, fastest lap still owned by Ace Rio, 154.817.
And that gap is coming down.
It is coming down
pretty quickly.
rapidly. Yeah, with a lot of sweeping corners here around the Nürburgring, it is really a big difference between the tire compounds.
Yeah, the tyre degradation around here is pretty severe too, so, I mean, we could always run into the... It's all about, like, is Showman going to have decent softs at the end of the stint? Because Rio's tyres won't drop off that much being mediums, so they're going to be pretty consistent. But is Showman going to run hard on his tyres to try and catch Rio and then use his tyre up and then be, you know, slower in the last few laps? It's what makes these longer races so interesting.
It is, and the gap is already below 7 seconds. At the end of the lap 13, the gap between Rio and Sherman now 6.8 seconds.
Sherman's just done his personal best lap.
155.3. So not far off the fastest lap of the race. Lap 14 at 20 is still plenty of time.
And it was almost a second faster than Rio's last lap.
That is incredible and dangerous.
Yeah. So if he continues that on, 6 seconds a second a lap, 6 laps to go. Yeah, it could be
it's
tight.
down. Yeah, it's
Could be
down to the
tight.
last lap.
Yep.
But yeah, to reiterate, it's been a peaceful race, hasn't it, gentlemen?
Yeah,
Very
it's been,
peaceful.
It's been pretty. They've been pretty well behaved. I mean, apart from the slight altercation between Squiddy and
Oil in my blood, yes.
on Oil in My Blood, it's been pretty polite.
And the closest action right now is Super Dragon versus Eutrolic for 6th place. So it's Porsche versus Porsche. Super Dragon, can he hold on to 6th place? I think he'll be pretty happy with his performance, all things considered.
Yeah, he's done a pretty awesome job this race, especially with that fuel saving in the first stint. Jumped a couple of people in the pits and put himself in a really good position to fight for a really good finish.
Absolutely. Well, what will this do with the division championship? This is Division 2, so can we bring that up?
Yep. Yep, putting Div 2 up. There we go. Oh no, it's not loading.
And
No,
oh,
something wrong with it. I can get Div 1's working. Let me try again. Nah.
I'll pause you there because our spreadsheet's not working. So apologies
Yep.
there, ladies and gentlemen. We'll
That'd be
abandon
why.
that. And yeah, Showman just exited the room, so maybe a disconnect.
Oh no, that's tragic.
No.
Oh,
So yeah, that's good news for Ace Rio, but that's really unfortunate for Showman.
yeah, that's terrible news, man. He was on track for a great finish.
Not sure
So-
if there's an incident or something. Not sure if it's an incident or a disconnect, but yeah, really unfortunate.
That's super disappointing. We had one of those happen in Div 1 last week with Zoo. His daughter signed on to his other PlayStation on his account and bumped him out. So
Yeah, that is a
One
terrible
less mouth to feed
disappointment.
in that household.
No, please.
No, he was pretty okay about it, but yeah, he was in the chat straight away, and yeah, wasn't best pleased.
Just as KZ gives
Oh,
a shout out to
it's
Showman.
starting.
Showman disconnects as well in the chat.
Oh, it is kicking off a 6th place, Super Dragon versus Hydraulic. So Super Dragon doesn't defend the inside line, Hydraulic doesn't send it. Probably for the best, considering it is the last chicane and not the easiest place to do an overtake.
And Flossie's just put a in the chat that he didn't want to curse Showman, but he did say that Rio was going to win this race by 10 plus seconds. So.
Well, he is currently correct, Flossie.
Nice one, Flossie. You and Showman can have a discussion in the Discord afterwards.
Maybe an exchange of words. But I want to look at it this way. By Flossie predicting Rio winning by plus 10 seconds, is that also a commenter's curse?
It's some kind of curse, but that's for sure.
Oh, so Rio, if you binned it, you know who to blame.
Yep.
Oh, now the action is kicking off for 4th place. Expat Champ is now being hunted by Super Dragon and Hydraulic.
Yeah, a couple of Porsches on the rear end of that Jag.
Oh,
And,
Super Dragon touching a bit of the gravel.
We've got one Porsche with fairly second-hand tyres and one Porsche with really good tyres. Super Dragon with the second-hand tyres, and Expat Champ kind of halfway in between.
But he's on mediums.
He is on, yeah, he is on mediums.
Yeah, and those new tires are an advantage because Hydraulic is now in 5th.
I think he went 2 or 3 laps deeper than Dragon did on the first stint, so paying off dividends at the back end.
Yep, 100%. Next on the list is Expat Champ for Hydraulic. And can Squiddly join in the mix? He's not far off the group. The gap between Super Dragon and Squiddly is 7 tenths. He is in a slipstream range. Is Hydraulic gonna do a massive send? Looked at the inside. Oh, Expat missed the apex. Expat with inside line to the left-handed sweeper.
Might be able to get him down the hill through the S's, because that Porsche is really should be way faster than the Jag through those downhill S's.
Well, he is next to Expat Champ. Has the inside line.
There you go.
There you go. Yep, textbook overtake.
That's using where your car is stronger than the car in front of you. You know that mid-engine Porsche is going to be really nimble through the corners, and he's used it to his advantage.
Yep. And Squiddly is in the mix. He's currently right behind Super Dragon. So the big boss man looking to make some moves, as there's not a lot of laps to go.
And yeah, Dragon seems to be suffering from some pretty bad tyre wear there. I think he's going to be a sitting duck for that big Merc in the next lap or so.
Yeah, that Merc's also really strong in a straight line. 5-liter V8. What more can you ask?
And you know, in its hometown, so
it is.
It's got
the manufacturer's home race.
Got to do
Oh,
a good
Super
job.
Dragon late on the brakes. Oh, Squiddly almost lost it there.
I would expect to see a big dive down the inside under brakes at the end of the straight here.
I just saw Ripdog made a move on Madrisky for 9th place. I think we missed it. Can we get a replay on that? Just to show what happened?
Yeah, who we're jumping to? Madrisky?
Ripdog.
Ripdog,
Ripdog and
sorry.
Madrisky, yep. Yeah, he made a move.
Alright, let's see if I caught this. Jumping
man.
back on with Matriska and Ripdoc coming into the last chicane. Coming around to the last corner.
It's a fairly textbook overtake as well, ripped up on Matriski.
Yeah, just
I
better
think
on the brakes.
Yeah.
I think I might have missed
And
it.
as
Oh, well.
expected, Squiddy has overtaken Super Dragon and now just about to overtake Expat Champ as well.
And he has overtaken Expat Champ. They side by side? No. So Squidly ahead of Expat Champ coming into the Schumacher S's. Oh, and here's something that's going on. The battle for second place. Oily versus Suitlat. They're pretty even on tires. Suitlat's got a bit more fuel compared to Oily, so that allows Suitlat to push a bit more.
They're going to make it on fuel. I think they've only got 2 laps to go. 1 lap after this one, 2 laps after this one. So I think they'll both be okay. And Rio out in front on a Sunday drive with next to 0 tyre wear on those tyres.
Literally pristine.
Yes. So
it's so pristine. It looks like it just came out of the tire shop.
yeah, they'll be able to use them for the next race. They'll be able to use them next week.
Yeah, put them on the Ferraris.
Yeah. It's yeah, battle for second and third definitely heating up. Mercedes
Is
versus
heating up.
Aston.
So it's a British manufacturer versus a German manufacturer. Where have you heard that from?
Gee, I don't know.
No.
That's never happened before ever in motorsport.
No, probably not. No. Maybe in other historic events, but we won't go into that.
No.
No. Well, Oily is still holding his ground firmly, as he's a bit squirrely at the exit of the hairpin. Needs a good run through the Schumacher S's, as he has done. So Suitlat looking to get a good exit out of this right-hand and turn sweeper. It's a fairly long run into the last chicane. The gap is closing bit by bit. Oily doesn't defend. And they're still in their respective positions as we kick off the final lap.
It's gonna, how bad does
Whoa,
both
Rio!
had a bit of a wiggle there. What's Rio
And
done?
I also saw Rio doing a drift around turn 1.
Is he just showing off now, or what?
Probably not showing off because there's a bit of a drop at turn 1, at the apex of turn 1. That allows the car to rotate, and I think that's just what happened. No, he's not showing off.
Oh, okay. It's that would be awesome if we could see that. You know, if you're listening, Rio.
It is also amazing to be able to drift with race tires.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's,
but yeah,
Last
very
lap
comfortable
battle
win.
for the podium. Who's going to take that second spot? Looks like Oil in My Blood's got it at the moment. I think he's going to have to make a mistake.
Yeah, the gap is fairly comfortable for Oil in My Blood. Suitlat's outside of slipstream range.
He's doing a good last lap, Oil. He's really got the hammer down and just opened up that gap enough where he just doesn't have to worry about a big lunge.
No. His fuel meter's blinking, but I think that's enough just to make it to the finish line.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll be fine there.
Yes, he will be fine.
And
We'll
as
jump on
Rio
board with Rio.
comes around the last corner,
Comfortable win.
shows his class, shows his endurance racing background,
There you go.
and my guess is he'll be back up in top split next week.
We'll have to wait and see. All in my blood secures second place, followed by Suitlight in third.
So that late pit stop by Uthrolic has really helped him there, coming in for fourth.
Squidly in fifth, Super Dragon in sixth.
Nice drive from Dragon there, expat champ. Oh, expat champ and Corbin side by side over the line in the Jags.
Probably staging a photo finish for the Scuderia portfolio.
Just trying to get as many points as possible.
Yeah, just like the good old days at Le Mans where photo finishes are a thing. And Queensland
Milo
Devil.
flashbacks there.
But there we have it.
Yeah, really clean race there, guys.
Yeah,
Like,
clean and peaceful.
yeah, super chill.
But yep.
Fastest lap, clean race, moved up 5 positions. It's not hard to see why Rio has done a fast move up the lobbies and into the top divisions.
So, Queensland Devil, what do you make of that? It was rather peaceful, wasn't it?
It was for me, Chris. I didn't see anyone at all that whole race. So, yeah, for look, it was very much a track that I knew at the start I don't have an affinity with. I love it, but I just don't have the pace that other drivers have. So I enjoyed it, but yeah, very lonely race at the back. So I look forward to next week, which I think is Bathurst. That is a track that I do enjoy. So I'll be hoping to get a good result there.
No, next week is Spa with the Ferraris?
Oh, no.
Oh, just can't wait for the retro round, can you? You just can't wait to drive around Bathurst.
Exactly. I'm not a fan of Spa either, but we'll get through that and we'll hunt down Bathurst and hopefully get some points there.
Well, thank you for joining us, Queensland Devil. And just before we sign off, we have our final sponsors that we'd like to thank. So, Brisbane Insurance Brokers. Brisbane's insurance brokers has been recognized as the best in commercial and industrial insurance. They can help with all manner of general insurance needs, including your personal insurances for your home and car. Find out more at www.brisbaneinsurancebrokers.com.au. And finally, Future Studios Melbourne. Born from the streets of Melbourne, Future Studios will be the place to get all your streetwear needs when they launch their exciting new website in early 2022.
Yeah,
There,
that's
there, there you have it.
gonna be exciting to see that website. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, and it's a Melbourne streetwear. I'm currently in Melbourne, so probably get my hands on them as well. But yeah, thank you for joining me, Vipers Fang.
Yeah, my pleasure, Chris. Another great week of racing. It's not going to be too much difference, I don't think, between these guys and the top split guys' times. So it's going to be interesting to see what the leaderboard looks like, in the next couple of days.
Yeah, and will probably affect the smack talk tomorrow. Also, thank you, Herbs, for doing the visuals for
Yeah,
us.
thanks, Herbs.
No worries, guys. Thanks a lot.
Well, and on that note, we'll see you next week where we'll be racing around Spa-Francorchamps. It's an endurance round, I believe, with the Group 4 Ferraris.
Yeah, this is definitely a track everyone marks on their calendar. You either love it or you hate it, and it produces some really interesting results.
You cannot go wrong with Spa. But until then,